The Film Slice Crew review Last Christmas.
How was it for you, Jordan?
Oh, about a year ago. Hey team, Angus Strachan here, and welcome to the Film Slice Podcast. I'm here, as always, with my co-host, Kane Diggly Wiggly Kane Dogs.
Thank you.
As wiggly as ever. And this week, we are with the man formerly known as Bradley Do Broadman Richards. This week he is known as...
The Birthday Boy. I mean, you both had birthdays. Happy birthday to both of you. But, I mean, I haven't seen Brody apart from today. So, happy birthday, Brody.
Apart from today, you've never seen him before.
No, I hadn't seen him since his birthday.
Right.
I saw you...
We let him out of his cage, finally.
Once a year.
Bro, do you have a better idea?
You know what, Angus? I don't.
Cool.
Birthday Boy it is.
Birthday Boy it is.
Yay.
Great. This week we are reviewing Last Christmas.
The film, not
film?
just Last Christmas of each of our
Yes.
Christmases.
I'm just reviewing...
That's next
exactly.
podcast.
Wait, is that...
Yeah.
Where we just talk about our family Christmases from last year.
That's what
I've got a doozy.
I'd prepared a note. Never mind.
A note.
If we can pause this, I'll go see the movie and then we can come back. Cool.
All right, we're back. Kane Dogs, IMDb summary. Whip that one out for us.
Now. Cool.
IMDb summer tree, like Christmas tree.
I get it. Because it's summer. Kate is a young woman subscribed to bad decisions. Working as an elf in a year-round Christmas store is not good for the wannabe singer. However, she meets Tom there. Her life takes a new turn for Kate. It seems too good to be true.
Subscribed to Bad Decisions?
Yep.
Is that what it says?
Subscribe
to Bad Decisions. Great podcast, by the way.
Subscribe to
Make sure
Bad
you
Decisions-
subscribe
the
to
Bad
Bad
Decisions
Decisions.
podcast.
It's a bad decision, don't do it.
Definitely
Yeah, it's just me and
subscribe
Jordan.
to
We
those
only
guys.
did one episode.
Bad
Bad decision.
I wanted to bring
It was
this
a
up.
bad decision, yeah.
Congratulations, you and I, on our 100th episode. Angus made it very clear that this
yes.
wasn't till now. So
Yes.
happy birthday. I have prepared a cake.
You have prepared a cake? Let me have a nice slice.
Should have a... Anyway, so happy 100th episode.
Happy 100th episode,
Thanks,
Jordan.
bro, man.
Sweet, let's get into it. When did you see the movie and what did you think?
When did you see the movie? What did you think? Do you like the movie? None of the shit.
I saw the movie this afternoon.
Nice.
A 2:40 session with my girlfriend, and I thought it was a charming little Christmas film.
Fuck, really?
Yes,
All right.
Jordan, I have an opinion.
Okay.
What's your opinion?
I saw it last night, and it was the fucking worst thing I'd ever seen. Like, it looked cobbled together.
Cobbled together.
Yeah, like
Funny,
it
because
was...
it's set in London. They have a lot of cobble streets.
It was just horrible. I hated every cringeworthy scene of it.
I thought you just really knew how to make shoes, and it's
I-
movies don't really translate to shoemaking that
It's
well.
both of those things. It's both not a great shoe and a great movie.
Cool.
Well,
As in, not a great movie. You know what I mean. Brody, where did you see it? What did you think?
So for this special 100th episode of the podcast, I shall be reviewing 3 films today. So then I will review more films than anyone else on the podcast. Therefore, making me senior editor / reviewer.
You know what? You can take it.
You know what? Angus,
Feel free
you
to
said
take it.
that. You said that rule that doesn't make sense because we've all done the same amount of podcasts, just reviewed a different number of movies.
Yeah. So I saw Last Christmas a couple of hours ago. I saw Phantom Menace 3 days ago, and I watched Attack of the Clones 2 days ago. I'm watching the Star Wars films in preparation
Okay.
for the Star Wars.
If you could tell
There
me
you go.
what you thought of each of them.
Last Christmas was okay. The other 2 were okay.
Okay,
Excellent.
Cool. Okay, great.
There you go.
Sweet. Lads, you know how every week I put up on Instagram and ask
I do
our
know how.
slicey slices out there.
I've also been made
what
aware
their
many
thoughts
times.
are of the film that we're reviewing, and I get them to
Yep.
reply in, and normally no one replies. Well, guess what?
What?
We got some.
Hey.
We bloody got some.
Yeah, but
This is a hot movie by social media standards. So we've got from Brody R94.
That's me.
Yep, that's Brody.
Says, I think it should be the senior editor / reviewer at Film Slice.
I do think I should
What
be
do
that.
you guys think?
Yeah, so I opened it up to the audience whether I should be the senior editor / reviewer at the Film Slice podcast.
I have a feeling I know what the next couple of comments are going to be.
Let's see who's replied to that. We've got not.filmslice.host replying to
Long
at
time listener.
Brody R94. Says, I agree. You are definitely the most adept reviewer.
Yep, that makes sense.
Oh.
He didn't even say on the podcast. I'm just the most
The
adept
most-
reviewer.
yeah,
Most adept.
that's it.
Yep.
Very broadly speaking, yeah. Hooverman91 says, at Brody R94, yeah, that's a good idea, mate. You totally deserved it.
Hey,
So,
fuck yeah. Senior editor / reviewer, Brody Richards.
None.
Jordan didn't make it through his 100th podcast, so I
That's
guess...
the junior editor / reviewer leaving the podcast.
Turns out I need to get paid for this stuff.
Yeah, welcome back, junior reviewer.
However, we do have one more. This is from Paul.9874.
I'm out. Stupid Paul, I'm out. No, I'm kidding. Who's Paul?
Paul.9874.
Oh, great. Bro, is that you?
Sorry, 6874.
Wait, just check.
So I think he's from the future?
Yeah.
Not
Can you
sure.
check-
Or they're his measurements.
Maybe, yeah.
Can you check to make sure this isn't a pun on one of Brody's other shit accounts?
Okay, so he says, I do high quality cartoon pictures, animated videos, logos, song cover art, flyers, dog arts,
Dog art?
and a lot more.
So if anything,
Which one do you
It
want
could be
done
me.
for yourself
It could be Brody.
at an affordable rate?
So just to say, that is him being like, look, your picture's
I
good.
think-
Mine would be better.
I think we should go for dog art.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
I'm
dog art.
kind of excited to see what dog arts is.
Wait, the dog arts?
I
Is that
feel
kind of
like-
like,
yeah.
I
you
feel
know,
like
like
it's
the
in the name.
performance arts?
Yeah.
There's the dog arts.
I think so.
The performance arts.
I studied the dog arts. I feel like it's in the name.
What'd you major in? The dog arts.
The dog arts.
What arts are they? Barking.
We chased our own tails and barked a lot.
They do have one dog on their Instagram. So
Oh,
that's,
good on him.
that's nice.
That's some...
Is he painting? Is the dog
It's
painting?
it's a
It's a small
it's a
picture.
dog?
It's a picture of a dog.
It's an angry
or a
dog.
wombat, not sure.
A dog bat.
So
That is a completely different thing that flies around and he can't hear, can't see. It's fucking annoying.
Don't come to Australia. It's real dangerous.
right, so if anyone needs dog arts, definitely head to Paul. Thank you guys for chipping in on this podcast.
Yeah.
Cane Dogs,
Thanks for
anyone
the
hit you
support.
up on Facey?
Look, yes, but not about this movie.
Okay, well, never mind.
No, well,
Roadman.
I feel like it's important to address the people that did write in just slightly late. Are we gonna?
Oh, as in like last
week,
Okay.
they did get to us, but it was after we had recorded the podcast.
Right.
That doesn't count then.
Okay, all right, cool. Well, moving on. No, there we go. Hold on. Okay, so for Frozen 2, we did end up having 2 people write in.
Excellent.
So, Frozen 2 we had Kirby Hines saying, really enjoyed it. Love the new hit song more than Let It Go 2. Presumably she means Let It Go as well. And then we got
Both of them.
Andrew Isles saying, where the hell was Samantha though?
Very true. A very
Yeah.
question.
Of which 2 people, both you, yourself, Angus, and Kirby liked that comment.
Classic. So I guess everyone did enjoy Frozen 2. Anyway, Broadman,
Social media.
what happened
So,
last week?
Hold
What
on,
did
every-
happen last week?
Every time we do this,
we're gone
people-
from that. We're
Yeah.
miles away from that.
Every time we do this, Brody just throws shit at me and I'm worried
That's
he's got a bag of baubles
there will be no
somewhere.
throwing today.
Yes.
Kicking.
Oh, no.
So for this week, we're going to play a game called Slappity Slappity Number Time.
Oh,
Ouch.
I don't like. What's it called?
Slappity Slappity Number Time. Ouch.
I don't think I want to play
So
this game.
I write down a number between 1 and 20, and the first person who gets it right, who guesses the correct number, gets slapped by the other contestant and therefore loses the game. So I'm going to write down a number between 1 and 20.
This is why we're agreeing, Angus. We don't have to play this game. Angus, want to make a pact that if I get it, I won't slap you, and if you get it, I won't slap you.
So,
But also, don't slap me.
could you please do a verbal rock, paper, scissors to see who goes first?
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Scissors.
Oh, I thought you wanted to do like a rock paper.
Oh, okay.
I mean, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
So are we doing rock, paper,
Yeah.
scissors?
Yeah.
Rock,
Okay.
paper,
Okay.
scissors, shoot.
Yeah.
Right, and on shoot,
Oh, he got me.
and on shoot, I
Shoot
kill
trumps all of them.
And instead of
okay.
saying shoot, you say the thing.
Gotcha.
Stop
Gotcha.
fucking around. This is a serious game of slappity slap.
Hold on, where do we have to be slapped?
Winner's choice.
Oh man, all right. I mean,
Angus presented.
I'll be gentle if you're gentle.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors. Go.
Okay. Rock,
Rock, paper, scissors,
rock.
scissors. Oh,
Angus wins. Angus. Unfortunately, in this game, that's not a good thing because you have
Yeah.
to guess first.
Okay, so if
got
I
1 in
guess
20.
the number, I get slapped.
Yes.
And it's
You-
out of
you-
1 in 20?
wait, if
Yeah.
he gets it right, he gets slapped.
Yeah, that's the game, man.
This is a horrible game.
I know, right? Guess
Why
the
are we
number,
playing
Angus.
this? I feel nervous.
Okay.
I feel legitimately anxious.
7.
7 is not the number. Jordan.
8,
8 is not the number. Angus.
3.
3 is not the number. Jordan.
1,
1 is not the number. Angus.
18.
18 is not the number. Jordan.
16.
16 is not the number. Angus.
I don't like this.
20.
20 is not the number. Jordan.
19.
19 is not the number.
I don't like how much enjoyment Brody is getting out of it.
5.
5 is not the number. Jordan.
4.
4 is not the number. Angus.
I don't like this
11.
game.
11 is the number.
No!
Yes! Jordan,
yeah.
you may slap Angus. Make sure it's loud and into the mic.
Okay, hold on. Just gonna lower this mic towards Angus' face.
Angus,
My face!
Angus, you have lost the first ever game
You've got to
of
find the name.
slappity number time. Ouch.
I really don't want to play this game
We'll
again.
revisit it
I know
next
that
week.
you got slapped, but I want you to know that it hurt me as much as it hurt you.
Good.
We shall revisit the game next week.
No!
And every week.
Until there's a what?
So I guess in a roundabout way of saying it, that's what our Slicey Slices thought of last Christmas. Diggity.
Yo.
Would you recommend it? Who would you recommend it to?
No. No, I honestly thought there was nothing likable about this film.
Wow.
Yep.
Brutal. Broadman.
For Last Christmas, yeah, why not? For Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace, I would recommend them only to kids and Star Wars fans that'll still get a kick out of it, even though it's pretty bad.
Yep.
Cool.
Nice. Yeah, I would recommend it to people that enjoy a rom-com, people that don't enjoy a lot of violence, because there's no violence in this one.
Oddly niche.
People that enjoy Christmas, because this is very Christmas heavy. Obviously, people that enjoy Emilia Clarke. Yeah. I think there's a broad audience for this one. Yes. And it's very British as well. I think it's
British.
Very British. It's PG British though. It's not.
Yeah. It's not like, you fucking nutter.
Yeah.
It's none of that. It's just like,
I would've
you
loved the movie.
bloody nutter.
I'd loved it so much more if it was that.
Well, it's just like, yeah, jog on. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, sweet. Anything else before we jump into spoilers?
Nah, it was okay for me.
It was
Just as an overarch before we get into spoilers. It was okay.
I thoroughly disliked it.
Okay, let's get into it. Spoilers.
Spoy! Oh, what a cool sound effect, Angus.
All right, we're in the spoiler section where we dissect and divulge everything about the film. Look out, you've been warned. We'll steal your heart. Okay, so before we do that, Cinema
Dicks.
Yeah, anyone got a cinema dick?
I got one.
Go diddly bird.
So a couple in
boy.
the back row either did some handy business or some blowy business, and it was a fairly empty cinema and a rom-com, so I guess that's fine, I guess. The problem is I was also in the back row, about 7 seats away from them. And when they were done, they stood up, picked up all their shopping, which was in loud plastic bags, and left before the film ended. 7 seats isn't far enough away.
No,
Yeah,
it's not.
Seven
No.
seats is not far enough. away.
That being said, they're probably on their own podcast being like, cinema dick to this guy who could have sat literally anywhere
Yeah,
in the
that
cinema.
we have Sex and Cinemas podcast.
Yeah, but like cinema dick to
this
be
guy
like...
sat on the back row and just watched a film. We tried to have sex. Oh, it was awkward.
Cinema dick to be
We had
like...
to get up and leave.
Cinema dick to be like, we tried to pick a film literally no one would want to see, and we went to the
Don't
back.
try and justify this.
They also spilled a bunch of popcorn on the floor. It was just like an extra fuck you.
I'm just saying, I can see how on their perspective, they're like, we're clearly a couple sitting in the back row of an empty cinema. Don't sit next to us. I can see the argument.
I didn't sit next to them. I sat 7 seats away. Very comfortable.
Who sat down first?
They did.
No, yeah, see, I'm putting you as a bit of, like, look...
7 seats away, Jordan.
Yeah,
That's
this
a
is
very
a public
comfortable...
place.
No, yeah, look...
That
This
is
is
a
a public
comfortable
place.
buffer. They could have made out to their heart's content, but they decided to go the extra mile and not even bloody finish the film.
The
Well,
mile-
they got to go back to their friends. Was like, did you like the film? It was like, it was okay.
Oh, like,
they,
we
didn't
loved it.
they didn't finish it.
I think, look, I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying you
It
should have...
sounds like you are.
No, I'm just saying you should have... I'm just saying you should have known better.
Okay, fine, everyone who was Jordan. No, I'm fucking...
Diggity, any cinema dicks?
You know, look, no, but also I got annoyed at everybody laughing at jokes that I didn't find funny. And that's not a cinema dick, that's just me being arrogant and annoying. But there were jokes where I thought, like, this is crap. And people were like, haha, I was like, don't applaud this shit. So no, I guess I was the cinema dick for hating on everyone who was enjoying this film.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I had a cinema dick. I don't know if I did have a cinema dick, actually. I'll let you guys decide, because it was quite a wholesome experience.
You went with your girlfriend
There
and
were-
someone sat 7 seats down from you.
No, I did go with my girlfriend, but we walked in and it's allocated seating, and 2 elderly women had taken the seats, and I was like, doesn't matter. It's pretty empty. We'll just sit next to him. So I sat next to him. And when I say elderly women, this was like a mum and daughter situation, but the daughter definitely had kids, possibly grandkids. So it's like, fairly...
So thinking like 40,
fairly
60.
No.
Like
Nah,
60,
like
80.
Yeah,
60,
60,
80.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
damn.
like 60, 85, 90. I don't know.
They're
I didn't
my-
ask.
they're my
How did they make it
Anyway.
up the stairs to the seat?
Anyway.
Sorry, go on.
So that was like the first cinema dick. They sat in my spot, but that was fine. That was all good. And then they kept on talking throughout the film, but it was just really wholesome to listen to. Just they commented on the lighting. They're like, "Oh, that's so pretty. Isn't that pretty, Mum? Yeah, look at that. That's really
So what you're
that's
saying
really
is
pretty."
cinema dick
And
to
then-
talk to the film, but it was kind of delightful.
It was kind of delightful. It was such a wholesome experience for me to just eavesdrop on these two grandmas.
I think we need like another category, because I don't think that falls in cinema dick or cinema saint.
Yeah,
I think we
yeah.
need like a
Cinema
neutral...
chode.
No. I think we need something more neutral than that.
Cinema toast. Because toast isn't great, but it's not terrible. It's just toast.
Cinema toast.
All right, cinema toast. I mean, it's the only
Plain white
food...
bread cinema toast.
Like, the other ones aren't...
No topic.
Like, the other ones
spread.
aren't food-based puns, but this one for no reason... Like, it could just be cinema
Oh,
neutral.
you can eat a
but
dick. That was such a clear joke.
What is happening to this podcast?
That was such a clear joke.
Oh, why did I walk into that?
Anyway, so they were talking. It was very wholesome. The only thing that I didn't enjoy hearing them overspeak was about halfway through. One of them said, "Oh, I reckon Tom's dead," and I was like, "Oh."
You're like,
Now that I know that, of course he is. But yeah, that was the other one. But I don't have it in my heart to call these two elderly women cinema dicks. So cinema toast, ladies. Well done. Cool. Most positive thing about the film.
favorite parts.
Yep. So I want to go first?
Yeah.
I can jump in. Angus,
okay.
you want to jump in, Angus?
I'll jump in. My favorite
happy
part
birthday, man.
was indeed the lighting. I think obviously Christmas time there are a lot of lights in the scenes, but it seemed that they used the Christmas lights in such an awesome way each time, like each unique way, and it wasn't always specifically Christmas lights. Like in the park, it looked like they were just lights there, but they were using it in such an interesting way, and it's always good to see lighting, like natural lighting within a scene. Like a lot of the times in films, all the lights are behind the cameras and everything, and it's just this artificial lighting, and you don't really know where it comes from. It just is. But it was awesome to see. Yeah, it was awesome to see them use lighting in a different and unique way, especially kind of utilizing the fact that it was Christmas. They didn't just like chuck up a whole bunch of Christmas lights and colors and everything just for the sake of it. They used it to increase the quality of the visuals, which I really enjoyed.
That's fine.
I'll go next before you take
Sure
the
thing.
only one I've got. Henry Golding. He's the male lead. He played Tom. I didn't like this film, but I thought he was the only thing I found salvageable. He's generally a charismatic actor, and although I thought the script was pretty pathetic, he was fun and whimsical and charming as he was in Crazy Rich Asians, and he stole every scene that he was in for me. So he's the one thing I liked. That being said, just made me want to watch Crazy Rich Asians.
Fair
Made me
enough.
want to watch a better film that he's in.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. I genuinely enjoyed the acting of the two main characters.
Yep.
And but I really liked the kitchen dinner scene. Probably kind of, I don't know, maybe a little bit past halfway through the film, where Emilia Clarke kind of goes to the dinner to celebrate her sister's promotion.
Promotion, yeah.
She doesn't really
Second
remember
promotion.
it. Second promotion. She doesn't really remember it, but I really enjoyed that scene. I thought like the banter was very funny.
The argument that
The
comes from
argument was really good. I like it was very family. It was
Yeah,
just like a
definitely.
really great family like snippet, and like you really understood their kind of like their entire dynamic and like all of the jealousies and all the problems and like how the dad doesn't get the cake and stuff, and like that was funny. I really enjoyed that scene just by itself. For Phantom Menace, the lightsaber fight between Obi-Wan and Darth Maul was pretty good. And for
Agreed.
Attack of the Clones, Obi-Wan and his detective adventures are all great.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Cool. Well, we're on the positives. While we're on the positives, I do really enjoy Emma Thompson in everything she does. She's amazing. And I do really like the little kind of quips and bits and bobs in the dialogue that kind of don't go anywhere. They're just like a little joke on the side. One, for instance, being the two policemen that walk in, and they talk about, one of them's like, yeah, but every time you say Merry Christmas, it sounds like you're like
condemning someone or threatening someone.
It sounds like
like
you're
a
threatening
threat.
someone. It's like, no, it's not. Anyway, all right, you guys have a Merry Christmas, all right? And then, they just chuck it on the end.
Go have yourself a very Merry Christmas.
Yeah, stuff like that. I really enjoy just those little clips. Like they didn't really increase the story anymore, but I think it's a very British thing just to have those like little bits and bobs on the end of it that just kind of add to it. Yeah.
There's a couple of famous Brits in this as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Some bunch of peeps.
Yeah, for sure. Good cast. Sweet. Let's head on to our most negatives. Diggity, go for it. Let us have it.
Sure. I think huge mistake calling this a rom-com because I didn't at all feel invested in the romance.
Is it a rom-com? I called it a rom-com because I just thought it was, but is it?
I don't know. The thing is that I went into it thinking it was like this is a rom-com, and I think if it's not, it's gonna suffer from looking like a rom-com in the trailers.
I think it's a rom-dramedy.
Cool. But I think whether it's a rom-com or not, I didn't get invested or feel the chemistry between the two main characters, which made every scene feel super forced. Because I didn't get invested in
Like
it.
Star Wars.
Because I didn't get invested in it, there's like the two Because I didn't get invested in it, there's the two characters are like the ice ring, and that whole scene felt super clunky. Just all of their scenes together felt weirdly pushed, and it felt like they were just trying to hit beat for beat all these other things. And because I wasn't invested, I didn't feel like every time they took a big step together, I'm like, I feel like you guys have met twice. Yeah. And I at the beginning, going into it thinking it was going to be a romance where they end up together, I thought this is just another romance that's like, if you pester a girl enough, she'll love you. And I get really sick of those kind of films because I think A, it sends the wrong message, but B, it's just uncomfortable to watch, where it's just a girl being like, I'm not interested, and he's like, but what if I keep trying? She's like, still no. And he's like, but what if I follow you home? She's like, nah, it's creepy. He's like, but what if I keep showing up at your work? Like, stuff like that I find really uncomfortable in rom-coms, and it keeps happening.
Yeah. All that's ever gotten me is like 3 restraining orders.
Yeah, right? I mean, just don't follow rom-coms.
Yeah. Girls are just always like, Brody, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, jeez. And then it's like, Brody, can I follow you home? And I'm like, no. And then they're like, Brody, I'm going to show up at your work.
Yeah,
Shut up.
We'll leave that one. Good job.
Brody will show up at your uni. Ha!
So it's that, and I didn't get invested in the romance. I didn't find the movie funny, which meant it fell down to the second part. And then I called the ending. Like, the minute he was like, the characters were fundamentally unlikable. I found Emilia Clarke unlikable, and it's specifically for this conversation where he's like, I've got something really important
My
to tell
negative
you.
for the last Christmas is that bloody random magic. Phantom Menace, the dialogue is terrible. Seriously, it's like midday soup. That was a spelling error, but I kind of like it. It's like midday soup is the dialogue of that film. Attack of the Clones, the direction for Anakin and Padme is real shite, and their dialogue is again like midday soup.
Double midday soup whammy over
midday
there.
soup, yeah.
For the,
Angus, if you
for
could give
the
your
two
negatives so I
Star
can
Wars.
circle back to me trashing this film.
Okay.
I don't like random magic in films when it doesn't have a setup. I don't
Yeah.
like. So there was just like, there's a moment in this film which is like, oh, the heart transplant I got was the guy that I'm seeing. And when I say seeing, I don't mean romantically. I mean like ghost.
Seeing video. Yeah,
I
it's like
don't like that
Christmas
stuff
Ghost.
when it doesn't have a build up. You know, it's not like, you know, at the beginning there wasn't like Santa flying in the sky or
It
some
feels
shit.
like the writer just wrote themselves into a way they didn't know how to get out of. And went,
It was
ghost.
one of those things where it was like, if you watch the new James Bond film and in the middle of it he started talking to a person like a ghost, you'd be like, what the fuck is this doing here? That's what this film kind of felt like to me. It felt like a normal film where like these two people kind of falling in love and he's just like you're doing stuff to yourself that's making your life worse.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, by the way, I'm the ghost of the heart that you got in the transplant. Ta-da. It kind of felt like one of those things where I was like, oh, okay. I totally saw it as soon as she was like, I got a heart transplant. I was like, oh, okay, he's dead.
Yeah.
It was one of those moments.
Yeah, that's what I figured
But
out.
it was one of those moments where I was like, oh, he's dead.
Yeah,
it
well,
wasn't like a happy moment. I was like, oh, that's a cool twist. It was just like, yeah.
Well, they're singing like 100 times, like, last Christmas,
Yeah.
I gave you my heart. I'm like, oh, I wonder why
And
this
it would have
song's-
been
and then
so
they're like,
much
yeah, I got a heart
better
transplant.
if it
I'm
was
okay,
like,
cool.
you know, if it was his brother's heart or his sister's heart or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's-
And he was like checking in on her and he was like, no, I like owe this to my sister to like try to give her heart a second chance or something like that.
That would have been
Right,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah. That would have been a better film in literally every way for me. Angus, your biggest negative.
Run away with it is what I was trying to say. I did just take a weird pause in the middle of that.
Run away.
Run away.
And never come back.
Never come back.
Brody's had a strong colon ambulance.
I'm trying to think of any bits that really upset me. I wasn't a big fan of Tom's little like dancey bits. I thought that was a bit kind of out of character for him. Like I understand that he was kind of being the big optimist and everything, and like he had his look up quote and all that, and
that quote never amounted to anything.
But for what it was, I think I don't think the character was developed in any way from him kind of doing little dance numbers like on the seat and everything. Yeah. Like I didn't quite understand that, and that
maybe
kind of
there should have been a picture of him as like a dancer in his apartment.
Maybe, yeah.
Or a clown.
Yeah, but I mean,
he's whimsical.
Or a soldier. Let's just say random shit, Jordan. That should Tom have been.
But besides
cabby.
Besides that, though, I don't think there's anything that I like genuinely disliked about this. I think just going into it and not knowing what to expect, it was fine. I didn't mind that. Not he was
cinema
a ghost.
worthy.
Say again?
Not cinema worthy.
Potentially not. Like I feel like, I mean,
this is a Netflix, or this is like a 23rd of December, it's on TV kind of a film.
Yeah. I feel like the elderly women next to me really enjoyed it, and they had a good time making an event out of it. So I would say not for, say, a cinema goer of our generation, but I mean, I definitely think that someone that wants to go out to specifically see a movie like this. Actually, one thing that I forgot to mention was when the elderly women were talking in the adverts, an advert for Frozen Lego came out, and in the Frozen Lego, one of them's holding a sword as like a bit of a joke. And they're like, what, a sword? Why are we bringing a sword on an adventure? And the two women went, yeah, I've heard Frozen 2 is a bit violent. So I think for
they
anyone,
are correct, obviously, as you know from my review last week of Frozen.
So whoever thinks that Frozen 2 is violent, I think this film would be a good going out to see. I think it's one of those films that just probably doesn't hit our demographic. Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Emilia Clarke is unlikable in this movie.
I think that's her character.
I know,
I think that's her character. I fully believe that that's her character, because her whole thing is she's breaking like
but
all
she's
these
unlikable
bridges,
the whole
burning
way
all
through
these
for me,
bridges and everything.
all the way through to the end. I didn't feel like her redemption did enough for me to forgive how bad a bloke she was for the first half of this film.
She was a bad bloke.
And the thing is, everybody knows I use that as my generalization of people I don't like. But there's especially a scene where supposedly she's gone through quite a bit of redemption already, and then she goes to Tom at that little bench, and she's like, I'm a changed person, and I feel like I'm becoming a better person. And he's like, I've got something that I need to tell you. And she doesn't even fucking listen to what it is. She's just like, you know what? If you're going to run out of me, you're going to... And then she storms off, and I'm like, fuck, he didn't even explain what he didn't say a thing. And then one of the things that she deals with is that she decides that going to auditions is bad for her because people laugh at her and it makes her feel bad about herself. And then she holds auditions and she fucking laughs at everybody at the top. And I get that the scene is meant to show that she's having fun, but it was just like, hey, you're just one of the dicks that are laughing at someone else. And then I found another scene really unlikable and really weird, which is at the very end, and it's meant to be like a feel-good scene where all the family are finally sitting down for Christmas. Everybody just gets along now because she has a ghost. Everybody's fine now because of that. But
well, not exactly.
Yeah, but it felt very forced, where everybody else's problems were just fine. Like the dad and the mum got along now. Mum was happy. Everyone's fine. They don't care if their daughter's like all the problems are fine now because Emilia Clarke decided to smile.
I think that part of the story is that they're putting on a brave face now. They're understanding where they are, and they're understanding that they're not perfect. And I think it's that inclusion.
I think they're scared of being deported out of the country.
Yeah, but
they're all just pretending to be a happy family.
Yeah.
So they're
Also
like trying to
that.
trick the tax.
But there's this weird
taxation.
moment where they're having and the mother cringily decides, like, how about I sing a song that my grandmother sung to me that was during like the war of our people. And she gets like 2 lines in and everybody starts mocking her, and even the dad's like, idiot. And then they all just like ignore
not that
her.
brutal. Not that brutal.
It certainly
you're
feels like
ad-libbing
that.
a bit.
It feels like that, where she's like, let me sing this song, and they're like, get a load of this chick. The war's been over they say that like the war was over 40 years ago, mum. Ha! Get over it. What are you talking about? You can't... No, that's not a thing.
Well, it's just saying it's this. Yeah.
It's no.
But
are
you saying that she should be depressed for the rest of her life because of that?
No,
Like,
but she wasn't depressed. She was
depressed. That
No,
was her
no.
whole
At
story.
the end, in that scene where
when
she,
R2D2 has his little jets.
at the end of that scene
Why
where
does
she
he ever use his
decides,
jets in the original trilogy? Why does he ever just fly red? I mean, in the third one, he like
Brody.
squirts some oil on some droids and sets them on fire. But wouldn't fire just not affect droids? They're made out of metal.
You'd assume so.
Why do the droids die?
if the Hulk fought Spider-Man, who would win? At the end of the movie, she's not depressed. She's
Why is
happy.
General
She's
Grievous
celebrating with the family. But then she starts singing the song and they just shut her down. And it was just super awkward. Anyway, I didn't like this movie.
Okay, fair enough. Sweet. I guess we'll probably leave it there, unless Bro, one last remark on the first two
My
Star
last
Wars
remark
films.
is that now that I've reviewed more films than anyone else on the podcast, I've reviewed 102 films. Angus reviewed 101. Jordan, only 100. Jordan really living up to his junior editor title. So I believe that next week I should be allowed some time off for my hard work.
You fell asleep
So
during one movie. You didn't review it.
I did review it.
You
And I
didn't watch it.
I watched some of it, and that
You also
definitely
didn't
counts.
watch Frozen.
No, I didn't watch Frozen.
You
But I
didn't
have
review Frozen.
reviewed 102 films, Jordan. You've only reviewed 100. When you get to my level, you'll probably understand what it's
Instead
like
of
to be
Dangerous
the
President of us just coming in with a list of films to
reviewer.
say they're fine.
So Angus is the host. I'm the senior editor reviewer. Jordan, the intern.
Does that mean I
thank
can have
you
date? Do I have to show up
very
every
much for
podcast?
listening.
Can I mean, if he's demoting me,
If you want to be a part of this podcast, yes. But
Yeah.
I feel
Jordan,
like I'm being
as an-
stronghold a bit.
As an intern, I don't think you really have the leverage to kind of. to try
If
to
you're
stay
listening
on
and you're a
for
lawyer,
longer.
could you message me about some cool technical shit I could throw back? Because I'm drawing a blank.
So?
Draw a
What?
blank, just like what you're shooting. Nailed it.
So we're going to leave that there. Next week, K-Dogs, we're reviewing
Star Wars.
not Star Wars. It's not Star Wars. What are we reviewing? All right, The King. Cool. See you next week. Thank you for listening to Film Slides Podcast. You can reach us on Instagram, you can reach us on Twitter, you can reach us on Facebook, all of that stuff. Getting to the end of the year
Slides
now, we will
Pod.
be doing a Christmas special, so if you have
Star
any
Wars Christmas
special
special.
nuggets to send in for the Christmas special, make sure you do that.
What do you mean by Christmas special?
Do.
Star
See you
Wars.
next week.